So the Centenary Le Mans is over, and what a phenomenal race it truly was to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of this 24-hour classic. It's become official. Ferrari has beaten Toyota to take victory at Le Mans. Ferrari's first Le Mans victory since 1965, which was 58 years ago. But how exactly did Ferrari take victory on their hypercar Le Mans debut? Well, for this video, I will analyze just that. Ferrari's Le Mans hypercar, called the 499P, has always looked to be Toyota's nearest competitor throughout the World Endurance Championship in 2023. In its first official race at Sebring, Ferrari took pole position, cementing their claim to be the next hypercar to win overall. During the first 3 rounds of the World Endurance Championship, Ferrari has stood on the podium in every race, but Toyota has ultimately won. Heading into Le Mans though, the BOP was adjusted, allowing for Ferrari to have an even better chance at taking the overall win at the classic 24 Hours of Le Mans. Ferrari showed up at Le Mans and instantly impressed, setting the fastest lap in the majority of practice sessions and qualifying on pole position in first and second position overall. At the beginning of the race, Ferrari held first and second position from the fast-charging hypercar field. Things were looking so far pretty good for the Italian manufacturer at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. But as they approached the Daytona chicane, the number 51 car was struggling for grip as this was a damp part of the track. The Toyotas ultimately overtook the Ferrari, heading into second and third position. This, in my opinion, was overshadowed since the number 311 Action Express Cadillac had just crashed off, and most everybody, including myself, was distracted on that. Now keep in mind, there are 2 major factors that impacted Ferrari's performance in this first stint. Toyota and Ferrari were on different strategies. Toyota was on the soft tires, where Ferrari was on the medium tires. This was partly the reason why Toyota was faster than Ferrari at the start of the race. Toyota's number 8 car eventually did get passed due to the faster tires, and also because Ferrari is known for struggling with tire warming. After this overtake, Ferrari started to catch back up to Toyota as their tires started to warm up and Toyota's started to drop off as they were on the softs. During this race, Ferrari's 499P was just going really strong. Ferrari in general had a really good race, were extremely competitive, and were the car to beat. Toyota was obviously the favorites coming into this race, considering that they had won the past couple of Le Mans and the last couple of WBC races, but then Ferrari proved that Toyota is beatable. However, we do need to take into consideration that Toyota was handed some very negative BOP adjustments before this race, with the GR010 having 37 more kilograms of weight added onto the car, making the Toyota very heavy. One of the most impressive parts about this overall achievement was that Ferrari acted like they had been doing this forever, challenging Toyota, who had had a ton of experience with this GR010. Remember, this was Ferrari's first race at Le Mans with the 499P Le Mans hypercar, and their return to Le Mans in the top level category for the first time in around 50 years. I think Ferrari was very consistent, in a good way. After that first stint, they were able to take the lead multiple times, and even during that torrential rain period, Ferrari kept it consistent on pace and didn't have any major crashes. I think Ferrari also did very good on their strategy as well. They were very consistent, made smart decisions, and battled Toyota and other hypercar manufacturers in the strategy game. And that's coming from the same team that races in Formula 1, and let's just say Ferrari doesn't have the best of strategies when it comes to F1. Now, a very big factor over the course of this year's Le Mans 24 Hour was reliability issues in the hypercar class. The 24 Hours of Le Mans is already a massive test for driver and machine, and we've seen many reliability issues over the years as this is a 24-hour event. But on top of that, 2023 saw over half the hypercar grid being new prototypes. The only 2 manufacturers that stayed on from the previous year were Glickenhaus and Toyota. Some of the hypercar manufacturers encountered reliability issues. As for Ferrari, they had their share of a few problems. But considering this was their first Le Mans with the 499P, it's quite astonishing to think that their only major reliability issue came in the form of the number 50 car having to go into the pit lane for a brake leak issue. Now, of course, this would affect the number 50 Ferrari's race in their fight for the overall victory, as they would now be out of contention for it. But besides this and a later energy cycle delay for the number 51 car, these were the only major reliability issues that I could see from Ferrari during the whole race. So Ferrari was essentially down to one car during nightfall at Le Mans, but so was Toyota, as unfortunately the number 7 car had retired just before the number 50 car had to go into the pit lane. With daybreak approaching and all other cars and manufacturers seemingly out of contention for the overall race victory between the number 8 Toyota and the number 51 Ferrari. On Sunday, there was a point when Toyota had a pretty good gap to the number 51 Ferrari, but Alessandro Pierguidi was seemingly on faster tires and was catching up to Ryo Hirakawa in the number 8 Toyota by almost a second a lap. Toyota's lead was diminishing, and Ferrari's 499P came alive at this point in the race in the hands of Alessandro Pierguidi. Toyota decided to box the number 8 car for a mandatory pit stop as well as a nose change, and an equally smart decision came from Ferrari's number 51 crew, as they decided to pit at the exact same time for their mandatory stop. Because Toyota had to do a longer pit stop because of the nose change, the number 51 Ferrari was able to get ahead of the number 8 Toyota in the pit lane. This, in my opinion, was a very smart decision from Ferrari, as they would jump Toyota and change tires. Since Ferrari was on new tires and Toyota was not, because they mainly went into the pit lane because of the nose change, Ferrari was able to rocket ahead of the number 8 car, with James Calado also behind the wheel as he replaced Alessandro Pierguidi as his stint was over. Besides doing a power cycle in the pit lane that delayed the 51, Ferrari was running really well, and their chances at overall victory increased when Ryo Hirakawa made a mistake at Arnage in the number 8 Toyota. The car did sustain damage, but was able to go into the pit lane for repairs and back out in second position. Though that effectively ended Toyota's attack on Ferrari for the overall victory. And on the final lap, James Calado, Alessandro Pierguidi, and Antonio Giovinazzi took victory for Ferrari, with the number 51 car taking the overall win at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. In my opinion, Ferrari had the best and fastest car here at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Maybe that's down to BOP, maybe that's down to the 499P going really well here at Le Mans, or maybe it's both. Regardless of that, Ferrari has taken win number 10 at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, 58 years after their 9th victory in 1965 with the Ferrari 250 LM. Overall, I would say Ferrari were pretty consistent during this race. They had good strategies, had very good pace, and minimal reliability issues. The only major issue for Ferrari was the number 50 car having that brake leak. The fact of the matter is, Ferrari have won Le Mans, and what's interesting as well is that they also won the 24 Hours of Nürburgring, and both achievements were completed with cars that made their debuts at these respective events. At the end of the day, Ferrari brought an amazing car, performed well, and survived, and that's what ultimately got them the win at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. So that is how AF Corse Ferrari took victory at the Centenary Le Mans in 2023. What did you think of Ferrari winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2023? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section. If you're interested in more content surrounding the 24 Hours of Le Mans and endurance racing in general, this is the channel to subscribe to. Please subscribe by clicking the button to the left. If you want to see another video right now, I suggest clicking one of the options to the right of your screen. So that's it for me. I'll see you in the next video.